It's a big deal. Sometimes doing stuff fun. We like to give our kids lots of... This is back to our philosophy. We like to give our kids lots of choices and probably a little more freedom than other parents. We're not quite free-range parent. We're trying to talk about, what do we call our parenting style? Do we need to have, like, an official thing?
No.
We're not total free-range parents. You know, I don't even know what that means. You just, like, let them...
Yeah, no, that's not...
But there's a free-range element to what they're doing. There's safety... And then there's everything... We let them do everything we can do above safety, as long as it's not, like, hurting other kids or being mean or damaging things. Besides that, we let them do a lot. And I try and find ways for them to do a lot. I like when they can, like, cycle more, like, tricycle more, or be better at doing things, because it lets them do more stuff, and I'm trying to find ways for them to do things. So I don't even know what we call that.
Well, I don't know. You say kind of free-range light.
I'm a free-range light parent. I have my new analogy.
But there's definite limits.
I have my new spotting. Spotting, you know, like a spotter. Gymnast needs a spotter is my new analogy. My goal is to get my kids out there, and I'm going to spot them in case they fall. Sometimes that means the little one climbing a ladder. They probably shouldn't. But I let her.
But you're there.
Spot her.
But you're there.
I try not to help her. Physically, climb the ladder. I try not to. I let her do it, even if she's like stumbling on it. I try to let her do it and just spot her in case she hurts herself. But that's hard. I think it's even hard for me, like kids putting on shoes.
I know. It's like, just let me
get on here.
Do it.
You're doing a great job. Let me help. And our 3-year-old, holy cow, she will yell at you. She will spend 5 minutes trying to get her socks on. And you try and help, she will yell at you.
No, I want to do it myself.
I think she's right, though.
She's right.
I think she's
let
right.
her do it.
I gotta chill out. I'm kind of like a helper. I'm a busybody, and
I am too.
Like
it's like I gotta help her.
It's like no, like she'll like yell at us, like maybe yell where like too much, or maybe she shouldn't be yelling that much. But
well, that's when we address that.
Yeah, she needs to say it, but at the same time, I'm like, well, she was right. What do you do when your toddler's right and yelling at you? Well, they don't need to yell back.
You teach them to say it in a nice way.
Something.
You try to.
But I get it.
Over and over. Over and over. And then they still
If somebody tried to help me like I help her, I'd be pissed. Okay, I'm old, but still.
Yeah.
I'd be annoyed. She just wants to try it herself. Everything. It almost doesn't matter if they succeed. It's irrelevant. Like, I think we're caught up in that. It needs to get done. It needs to be done the right way. There's plenty of time for that crap.
Just like some of the choices we give her don't always... Like, when we give her an option to have, like, a choice about something, usually, whatever it is, it's like, it really doesn't matter what she chooses.
Oh, we love giving her benign choices. Hey, benign do you want choices. This? Like, but we give her tons of choices all the time. They don't matter. Is that just, like, trickery? Is that parent trickery? Maybe it is. We're just tricking them in the fact that it might matter, and I don't know.
But it's
very real,
the illusion of choice.
The illusion of control is that we're like giving them just the illusion of control. I think we do this in a lot of big stuff too, where I think we give them more choice than a lot of parents would give them, and we accommodate them in that way because I'm of the philosophy that most crap doesn't matter, even if we're doing a little extra and stuff like that. Then most stuff doesn't really matter.
And you also have your theory on as they grow up, and you want to give them plenty of practice in making decisions and choices.
Yeah, so our parenting around more, I say free-range light parenting, really has to do with, like, kids and really adulthood, really. Like, we live in a very free culture. There's so much focus on people's independence and kids' independence, and there's so much... So it's a little not authoritarian, but it's totally strategic, intentionally so. They're going to need to make choices, even through high school, even through growing up, like... They're going to have to choose what their career is, choose their adulthood. And it's like we're already setting the precedent for that they're used to making choices and dealing with the outcomes of those choices. We're kind of used to, like, that they've always kind of done this. I think a lot of people are protected from that or shielded from that.
I mean, you don't give your kids choices. They don't have that practice in making them, and then, like you said, dealing with the ramifications of that choice.
They spend so much time away from you, they're going to have to make choices all over the place. So we're already kind of like prepping for that. We're going to foster that in them. I mean, there's something cool about it too. They get to pick and choose, and I don't know, it's kind of fun too. 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
it's fun to give them,
they want the Cheerios instead of something, sure.
And it's
like,
kind of that, like, it's that conversation with them about,
I think they know inside, because they're super little, that we value what they want to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, should we go to the park today? Which park should we go to? Like, I want to go to this one. If it's not crazy far, then we're like okay with it. Mm-hmm. We're like, cool.
So I feel like we should talk about, since you said that, like, so what happens because this has happened before, and it's kind of the grocery store example too that I said earlier, like, give your kid a choice. Hey, what park you want to go to? You want to go to that park? Okay, what if you get to that park and then it's like, no, this isn't the park I wanted to go to?
Well,
that's the whole, like, when they make a choice and then they decide it's the wrong choice.
Do we just dance? Do we dance, monkey?
Do you dance, monkey dance? Do you let them? Do you go to the other park that they say to go to, or do you
when you get there?
Well,
not right when you get there.
I'm just saying, like, or do I turn around and go to the grocery store when Everly decided that she wanted to finally go?
It all depends on context. Context is everything. So say there's absolute rules. That's why parenting stuff. Say there's absolute rules. And again, every household is different how they want to handle this. Mm-hmm. If I traveled somewhere, we're going to spend some time there, okay? If there's extra time we're going somewhere else, I could do, like, multiple parks in a day. Especially in the bike trailer, man. We'll go to 3 parks if it's, like, we get lots of time.
But do you let her change her mind after a decision like that?
Well, we will for sure spend some time in there. For sure. Can she change her mind? No, we're at least going to spend some time in there. But she could coerce me to go to the other one. Especially what?
If she's
nice.
Yeah.
If she's nice and sweet, I'll let her do anything. Daddy, can we go to the other park instead? Should we have, like, a reason? There's a fun one at that park. I would be like, okay. Like a please and a nice voice. I'll, like, for sure, like.
But she's a toddler, so it doesn't often go like that.
Yeah, she can, though.
She can.
She for sure can.
Yeah.
When she's being sweet and nice about something, and she's like, can I have the yogurt instead, please? We're like, check out how fast the yogurt shows up when you do that. Look how magically the yogurt shows up when you're nice and say please. Mm-hmm. Magically. And we retell that.
Yeah.
Poof. You want a yogurt? Now, if it's like super sweets or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if it's within the reasonable realm of options, sweet, like magic, I say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we can change mine. It happened. Again, this is common toddler stuff. You can put one pair of shoes on, immediately change their mind. Mm-hmm. We don't get a lot of that.
No.
You know what happens, though. To some toddlers.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we've kind of wandered into, like, our philosophy, what we do. Again, everyone doesn't have
it's not one size fits all.
Yeah, it's for sure not like that. We just happen to provide a lot more choices. I think we're pretty selective on battles we pick. We're pretty selective about, like, the stuff that really matters. But when we pick our battles, we gotta follow through. Mm-hmm. If you're picking a battle, you have to follow through. What happens if you don't pick a battle?
What?
What happens if, like, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. What happens if you don't follow through? My brain, like, misfires.
That's okay. That's what I thought you meant. Like, if I don't follow through, like, as she's screaming at me saying she wants to turn around and go to the grocery store if I did it. After I said we weren't going.
Yes.
I mean, that's just, it's teaching her that she's getting what she wants in the wrong way.
That you don't mean what you
say. That I don't mean what I say.
I would say you have no teeth as a parent.
Right.
If you don't follow through, you don't have teeth as a parent. You have to follow through on principle. I like to joke sometimes I've picked battles that I normally wouldn't pick, like a medium battle, picked just to example follow through. I've done it a few times. I'm going to pick this battle just to follow through. Because she knows. Everybody knows. She for sure knows. Because I go, why don't you do that? Otherwise, I'm going to have to put you on the changing pad. She doesn't need a changing pad anymore. Mm-hmm. Like this is the last chance. Otherwise, I will put you on the changing pad. Because I have a few times physically brought her to the changing pad. Physically, like, I don't even like to operate that way. But she had to know I was following through. Mm-hmm. And she knows that.
She almost always, like,
She knows that I'm serious.
She knows.
Because I follow through ruthlessly. Mm-hmm. Ruthlessly. Because I know it's good for her. Mm-hmm. I just do what I say. And we still probably, like, we still give her tons of chances.
Right.
Like, did I ask 4 times? I probably still do that crap. All right, I'm not like perfect at this by any means. I think I'm pretty good usually. I'm still saying stuff like 4 or 5 times. Or
no
whatever.
one's perfect.
I'm still saying this like way too many times. But in principle, I got a vibe that I follow through, and it's so important to do that. Like good alliance with your kids, plus ability to follow through, you're gonna be on the right track. But it takes some like self kind of like teaching that way.
Yeah. I mean, and one of the things that I think I told like a good friend of mine who when I was talking to her about like some of her parenting challenges, like and I think you kind of framed it this way once, where like instead of thinking of meltdowns and whenever things are really challenging with your toddler as like a bad thing, to kind of frame it in your mind as like every single time something like that happens, a meltdown, you know, a fight, a battle, like it is an opportunity for that kid to grow and learn how to emotionally regulate, learn a lesson, learn like, and then for you to even connect with them afterwards.
Yeah, they need help.
You know, they need help.
They
so,
need support.
I mean, if they're not having these moments, they're not learning and growing. And I think when I view it that way, when, you know, something's happening.
Yeah, not like a personal attack to you.
No, it's not personal. It's her trying to learn, her trying to figure it out.
Well, I think as the first part of that is that they're struggling.
Yeah.
When they're melting down, they're struggling in some kind of way.
They're not trying to be bad.
They're not just like jerks and being like getting
right.
at you.
They are struggling.
They're struggling with something.
And this is their chance to learn how to get through it.
Yeah, and you can really help them through that. Either emotion regulates, know what the rules are, know what to do.
And that's how I'm okay with sitting in the front seat of my car while my kid's just screaming in the back, and I just let her go.
Just let her go.
And I'm like, this is good for her.
Get
this is
together.
What she needs.
It's what she needs. She comes back. And
ask for a hug.
There was times where it was really bad. Times where it's really bad. But she's getting better and better at getting it together. I think, like, I don't even remember what it was. There was some one time I, like sometimes you put her in her crib. We don't really call them timeouts. But she was, like, bad or, like, hitting her sister. I don't remember what it was. But I followed through. I put her in her crib.
It was, I think, early on when Nova was born. Well, not early on, but like when Nova was, you know, could sit up and she would just like push her down. Oh
my God, we have harder floors. It was like, I remember there was a time, like I followed through. I wasn't like, there's a lot of times we could talk about that. I talk about parenting. Like, I don't really yell that much. I mean, I yell when I tell her what to do, but when she's in trouble, I don't really yell that much. I just follow through with the consequence. I follow through.
Often
with
you
got to get it together.
Little emotion.
Yeah, I'm a little robotic about it. You got to get it together. When you're nice, you can come back. Eventually, she was nice about it. I put her back in the family room where she could play. I was sitting out somewhere else. A minute later, she goes, "Daddy, can you come play with me? Can you come play Little People with me?" And I was like, "I'm here. I've arrived." I just like laid the hammer down, followed through, put you in your worst nightmare, which is the crib, wanting to get out. And she screamed for like 10 minutes about it. I put her back, and she asked me to play with her because she knows I still love her. I just that's what I need to do to So putting her in a place like a crib, and now she's 3 and she's in she's still in a crib. It provides her a space to emotionally regulate too.
And that's a challenge too. Like if you don't have a place to put your kid where they're actually going to stay there, you know, that's tricky.
She would stay in her room though.
Yeah, I mean, some kids might not, but that's the tricky thing.
We could have a whole separate video on nap time, and because we're like 37 minutes now. Look, we could easily do a quick nap time video. Let's see. I'm reading my list here. Okay, what was our? We're like on setting limits. Talking about setting limits, following through robotically, not yelling. I yell before that. Like, why are you throwing this? I yell like that. But like in like setting limits and consequence, I don't really yell that much. It's good. Like that kind of can really damage the relationship when you're yelling a lot. Yelling mean like someone's in trouble and they're yelling. It's like a double punishment. It's like an emotional punishment in addition to whatever happened to them. And that can be the same as guilt trip too, or any kind of withdrawing love. That's kind of like a punishment on top of it. And that's not a punishment we want to do. We need to be there because when crap's going bad or in high school, we need to be there. And they need to know, even if they got in trouble.
Exactly.
So, all right, let's see here. Okay, let's go to like parent issues. What I mean is that parents, not me of course, but everyone else has all sorts of issues. No, not me too. Everyone's got like
okay.
People have issues as parents that sabotage their parenting. all the time. That's one reason I have a job. It sabotages their parenting. Things like their own anxiety. We see all the time. We'll go with some safer examples about like in gymnastics or at the park. We use friends examples about parents' anxiety gets in the way of their kids' development, maybe,
or even their relationship.
When I say the word anxiety, and often this has to do with helicoptering, overprotectiveness, stuff like that, or excessive guilt tripping, or like, I can't believe you did this. You're like, I can't believe little Joey did this 10 times, and like take it personally and guilt trip. Like, people do this all the time, and we kind of see it, and sometimes you see the potential.
I'll be clear. I find myself doing it sometimes, and then I have to catch myself and be like, "Oh my gosh! Like I'm totally guilt tripping her, and I should not be doing this."
Yeah, or this wasn't an attack to me.
Right.
This was just a toddler trying to figure crap out.
Yeah. We're not saying we never do. Well, you might not ever do these things.
I know all the time. I do that.
I
don't even know what version I have. I do some version of it. I do some version of horrible parenting. I'm just. But I think it's good that parents like take an honest look at themselves. Like can parents rate themselves how good they are follow through? Can they honestly take a look at themselves? And if they need therapy to iron some stuff out, hey, there should be no stigma to that. Is there any better reason to get therapy or counseling than to be a better parent? Is there any better reason? It's not even a selfish reason. Like, I want to be better. That's just the side effect. To like iron your crap out as best you can. I kind of often say that I feel like I'm in a like I was a little older dad, like 40. I was 40 when I became a dad. I was a little more professionally established, and I work in therapy. I work with kids. I'm like, on the spectrum of stuff, I'm super prepared to deal with this. And it's still harder than crap sometimes. I can't imagine like 20-year-olds, 20s parents, or single parents. I can't even imagine how you guys do it. I just like, I can totally understand, like, in addition, some kids are a little more challenging. That's why parents should be like non-judgmental. Like holy crap, what other people are going through. I can't imagine. We kind of like relatively have it under control, and it's still a crap show. like so much of the time, and we got it going on. I'm like home a lot. I'm like a dad who goes home a lot, and so
we're both home a lot right now, and it's
still just like okay. So I mean, I'm kind of wrapping this up into like parents' issues. Like parents' own anxiety or depression can really impact parenting. And I wrote a little into myself. I'm in way into this thing called micro interactions. Like, just because you're anxious and you said, no, you can't. It's usually anxiety doesn't impact your kids in one big thing you did. It wasn't like, oh, you couldn't eat this certain food and you freaked out about it. Whether it's peanut butter or whatever. Like, it's about when you're anxious or not emotionally doing well, it seeps into what you call all these, like I call micro interactions. It's all these little subtle things about how you parent, whether you're super protective and anxious about them doing stuff. That's
even something as simple as like, the kids playing in the back and like, Nova's like in the dirt and the mud and the rocks and, kind of like by her mouth, and it's like, do I just let her do it?
There should be a parenting anxiety gauge just based on the sandbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
there should be a scale.
Let her do it
1 to 5.
Or do I go no?
How much sand do you let your kid eat? It should be a scale. The sand anxiety scale. How much sand? A little taste and you're freaking out. A handful. A handful for 5 minutes.
Repeated handfuls. Like,
is that number 3 or 4? Or you just like let them eat whatever?
Yeah.
How much sand do we let Nova eat? Emma?
I mean, whenever she does it, I tell her not to, but she still does it.
Do we stop her?
I mean, before it happens? No.
Now, this is a little side kind of thing. What's with kids and, like, won't eat, like, beans or, like, broccoli, but they're gonna pick up, like, some random thing from the backyard and put it in their mouth. Like, or, like, the whirly maple.
Yeah.
The things. She eating the seed out of the maple. I'm like, what are you doing? We just had edamame and you wouldn't eat it. This is designed to be eaten and it looks the same and is yummier.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the maple seed is... Alright, I totally got distracted there.
That's okay.
Alright, what was I talking about before this?
The anxiety and like how far I need to let them,
The sand anxiety scale. should develop that one. How much sand do you let you eat? I wish Jamie White was here. She's got to watch this. I want to see how much, like, I don't really know how Jamie operates, but, like, I think our kids, like, just live in the forest some of the time when they're growing up. I wonder how much, like, sand. I'm going to tag her. I'm going to tag you. I wonder how much sand that she lets her kids eat growing up. So everyone should rate themselves on the kid sand eating scale if they can comment too. Let's see. What are we? Okay, we've been like 45 minutes almost. Is there anything we wanted to cover that we like?
I think we covered a lot of it.
Covered lots of stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I think we should
it's
just
a lot of material.
finally summarize with like we have written here: no one size fits all.
Yeah.
Every kid is so different. Mm-hmm. We can only imagine kids that are a little tougher, what other parents are going through. There should be reckless no judgment going on because,
Absolutely.
like, holy cow, the struggles are going on. You have no idea, like, is this kid not sleeping for a week? Like, you know, hopefully we reach out and support in love and caring and not judgment because, like, it gets crazy.
It does.
And kids change anytime. It can be great right now. Just wait 6 months.
Yep.
And it's going to get bad. So, anyway, we should support each other as parents. Make sure everyone's supported because it's tough enough.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I mean, I don't know, just some of the things we talked about, just that we think are important, like the loving your kids and giving them that affection when they ask for it, even if it's after a rough time.
After a rough patch.
I just think that's so important. I keep going back to that because
they need it most then.
Yes, that's when they need it the most.
Many side topics here.
I know. You could go into a million different things. But this was kind of just like a big umbrella of different challenges and issues that we face and how we deal with them. And hopefully it was kind of helpful or
useful.
Even if it's not helpful to you, just maybe like gives you some
perspective.
Yeah, perspective or
understanding.
Just understanding.
We think we got it together, and it's still, again, a crap
I don't necessarily think we all have it together.
I'm just talking about the relative scale. I know it's not like we got, like, oh, everything's under control by any means.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's like, it's like a crap show, and we got it together.
Yeah.
You know, does it make any sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. You can feel.
You're not saying it all.
You can feel like you've been, you do all the right things, and you're doing a great job, but it still can be.
It's still just like whatever.
Yeah. So, parents of toddlers.
Hang in there.
So not alone out there.
This too shall pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. If anyone has any questions, you can comment here in our Facebook group. You can also reach us at www.lakecookbehavioral.com. And there's some contact stuff there.
Yeah, and we'll share. This will be kind of shared.
Yeah, we'll share it everywhere we can. Yeah. Wherever it'll take us, we'll share it here. But thanks everyone who watched, and good luck. Hang in there.